Morning, team. It's me, your favourite Jordan the Screen, and today I wish to talk to you about women who should be in prison. Because I've decided to start listing occasions where judges seem to be forgetting how it is they should be doing their jobs. Because it also seems to me that the courts don't want to be sending women to prison. I mean, we can tell from the statistics how it's like for every one woman there's 20 men in prison. Something crazy like that. We can tell that there's some problem going on, and there is a genuine breakdown of all the statistics showing how the discrimination is occurring at every step of the way. But I want to start keeping a list because I keep seeing incidents of women being let off from prison despite committing an offence that pretty much any normal person would consider to be prison worthy. And it feels like it's becoming kind of common. I seem to see this happening a bit too frequently for my tastes. So, being the sort that I am, I've decided to start compiling this list. So, anytime I see a criminal be spared jail because vagina, I'm going to list it. And so, my list will be in the URL in the description box below. I will sometime soon, I suspect, start adding historical cases, but at the moment it's just going to be cases that I see as they come about. And I'll only be aiming for serious offences. I'm not going to put like petty offences where it is just a argument in the street and the cops decide to be assholes and arrest them. This will be for genuine offences, things, offences that have resulted in death, serious assault, sexual offences, that sort of thing. And I'm also going to be looking into, if I can, if that information is available, why it is they were let off. Because many times when a woman is let off, the judge will cite her status as being a mother for the reason for her freedom, saying something along the lines of, oh, be unfair on your children for me to deprive them of their mother. Be unfair, to send a mother to jail, that sort of thing. Because apparently, parthenogenesis is a thing that's happening a lot now because, these men, they're not fathers, but all these women are mothers. Because, yeah, we do that as a species. Anisogamy sex no longer exists. Fathers are non existent. Men are just men. They don't have kids. We can't say to this guy, oh, you've got kids. It'll be unfair on your kids. It's actually quite funny, how the judges are letting these women off for being mothers and not caring that men are fathers. Because as I was writing that bit of script, I was made aware of an article that had been published that was describing or detailing how prisoners are being banned from seeing their children as punishment. Hundreds of children are having contact time with their fathers, cut to just 2 hours a month, because fuck you. And in the same article, they comment how visiting rights are different in women's prisons, where guidelines state, and I quote from the article, that children should not be penalised from visiting or contacting their mother because of the mother's behaviour. And that the number of visits by children, and I'm quoting again now, should not be restricted in order to serve the needs of an incentive scheme. And yet those guidelines there do not apply to men, and they are specifically stating that these do not and should not apply to men. In fact, the reverse should be applying to men, that they should be penalised, because that's what's been happening, and that these kids are only allowed to see their fathers through an incentive scheme where the fathers have to jump through all these hoops in order to see their kids. This is institutional sexism in action. This is misandry in action. This is gynocentrism in action. If you're a man, fuck you. If you're a woman, we'll do everything we can for you. In fact, there's loads of regulations in the prison system that benefit women that are specifically denied to men. But hey-oh, on with the list. So, starting with the most recent, the article came out on the 23rd of August 2017. The case is of Terry Rammer, who committed aggravated burglary. And Terry Rammer, 23, from Sunderland, did break into the house of an elderly man, stole his possessions, and then sold them on for drug money. She has a history of convictions, including shoplifting and theft. And the judge remarked this is good. You wanna listen to this. The judge remarked, "The gravity is that if you were a man, you would be going to prison today. But I have to take into account not only your welfare, but the welfare of your child." There you have it. He let her off not just because she's a woman, but also because she's a mother and has a child. And he specifically states this. The gravity is that if you were a man, you would be going to prison today. Straight up, blatant, honest sexism. The patriarchy is very good at its job. And so her sentence was 18 months imprisonment, suspended for 18 months. The judge, Mark Lowe, QC. If you were a man, you would be going to prison today. That's... Feminism, woo, yeah, women are so oppressed, woo. Anyway, next case. Article came out on the 21st of August 2017. This is the case of Jessica Wells, death by dangerous driving. Jessica Wells, 22, from Swaffham Road, Wendling, Dereham, Norfolk, was speeding on her motorbike when she hit and killed Ian Rose, an 80-year-old pensioner, as he was getting off the bus. So yes, the implication of that being is that she was speeding and decided to undertake a parked bus. What the fuck? So her sentence, 4 months imprisonment, suspended for 18 months. That's right, aggravated burglary will get you a worse sentence or a heavier sentence than fucking killing somebody. And the judge over that case was Judge Philip Katz, K-A-T-Z, and then QC obviously at the end. And this case is quite remarkable, not just for the incident itself, but also for a separate incident that is going on in the news at the moment. That is the case of Charlie Alliston, who was riding a push bike when a woman walked out into the street without looking. She was, looking down on her phone. And as he was braking, he was travelling anywhere between 10 and 14 miles per hour. He was shouting out to her, warning her, careful, get out the way, get out the way. And he was braking. But as she was trying to step out the way, she ended up stepping sort of back into him, got hit by him, fell down and whacked her head. At which point, as he's yelling at her, like, what the fuck are you doing? Or something along those lines. He's possibly going to be facing jail. Judge Wendy Joseph QC has made it clear she is considering a jail sentence for Alliston. He faces a maximum penalty of 2 years imprisonment and or an unlimited fine. And there's been quite the furore in the media about this, about the illegality of his bike, because he didn't have a front bike on it. It's a special racing bike for something, track bike, whatever it was called. And he's actually been charged for wanton and furious riding. It's an old law from like 1861, and that's what he's been charged with, wanton and furious, despite the fact that he was braking at the time, and he was trying to warn her. He's still being charged for wanton and furious riding. Obviously, Jessica Wells, she gets off. I mean, who cares the fact that she was actually speeding and actually undertaking a parked bus and fucking killed somebody? The case with Charlie Alliston, he was slowing down, and he was only on a fucking push bike, and you look at the differences in sentences. It's a goddamn joke. So the next case, which came out in the article was printed or published on the 16th of August, is Chanel Joseph Thomas, and she was charged with serious theft. And so, Chanel Joseph Thomas, 38, from Carmelita House, Dawes Road, stole a total of £24,000 from two of her previous employers, about £12,000 each. So at least she balanced it out. And her sentence was 20 months in prison, suspended for 2 years, 250 hours of unpaid work, and a £100 victim surcharge. Councillor Emma Will, head of education at the council, said, "The judge has sent out a clear message with this sentence that this sort of stealing will not be tolerated." The judge, I couldn't find the judge's name, unfortunately, but I think that remark about how a clear message has been sent out that this sort of stealing will not be tolerated is just complete fucking bullshit. What a joke. An absolute joke. The law is a joke. And now for my final case in this video. Rose Amadison, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, child abuse is what she committed. And so the article was published on the 16th of August 2017. So Rose Amadison, or Amadison, fuck, I don't know, 49 of Beauchamp Road, Croydon, or Beauchamp, fuck, I don't know how to pronounce half these words, God, I'm clever. From Croydon, now you want to listen to these charges, these are pretty fucking heavy. She starved children for days at a time, and she would beat them with belts and wires whilst shouting Jesus, so she's a bit of a religious nut. She also blindfolded them, and she would shake them whenever they would make any noise. Her sentence, bearing in mind she was doing this over a period of years, her sentence, 16 months imprisonment, suspended for 18 months, 150 hours of unpaid work, and up to 25 days of rehabilitation activities. The judge, unfortunately, is unknown. I don't know who it is that gave this shite sentence. And not only in that case did she perpetrate this, but her congregation also tried to defend her, to hide her identity, to protect who she was. Because, they were also religious nuts as well, and they were fully aware of her criminality. And it's an absolute fucking joke. I mean, child abuse, starving them for days at a time, beating them, 16 months imprisonment, suspended for 18 months. So these cases tell us that it's okay to aggressively break into people's houses, steal their shit and sell it on for drug money. It's okay to kill people through dangerous driving, so long as you're female, not if you're a male. It's okay to perpetrate serious theft. It's also okay to perpetrate child abuse. Yeah, go ahead, do all these things. So long as you're a woman, you'll get off with it. We won't send you to prison. I mean, why would we? We're trying to shut down women's prison, aren't we? Send fewer women to prison. This is the mentality. Yeah, and then you want to talk about institutionalized sexism against women. Well, I ain't fucking seeing it. Are you? So that's going to serve the end of my video. It's been a bit of a quiet video today. I'm nursing a bastard of a hangover. So, until next time, toodle pip.